Welcome, modern day mystics, fellow truth seekers, James and Justin, back again with another reaction, and we are going to continue our series on opening up the scriptures, and this time we're going to be taking a look at the Bhagavad Gita. Now, usually I open up the book or something like that, but I found this cool video. It's on Swami Mukundananda's channel, and it's called the Top 10 Life-Changing Bhagavad Gita Verses. All right, so we'll look at these verses and unpack them.
You have a right to perform your prescribed duties, but you are not entitled to the fruits of your actions. Never consider yourself to be the cause of the results of your activities, nor be attached to inaction. O descendant of Bharat, whenever there is decline in religiosity and increase in irreligion, I descend in this world. Learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him with reverence and render service unto him. Such an enlightened saint can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth.
I feel like we've outgrown that verse in modern times. I feel like prior to internet, don't follow all the morons you see running off a hill around you. You got to go find the wise man at the edge of the countryside. Yeah. He was the original, source. And they were probably in short supply, masters and wise people. But now you got this video even, or like there's so many resources now. You're kind of free to be your own master. I think. Point. Well, my question would be, when it comes to reading the Bhagavad Gita, can it be read like a proverb? Because proverbs are kind of like it's true most of the time, and not every. And again, situations are nuanced. Can it be that there are some out there that require a master, and there are others that can do the research on their own and figure things out? Someone figured this stuff out on their own for sure. Mm-hmm. Someone became a master by themselves without anyone. Like, it had to happen at some time. Someone had to be the first guy, right? Or what if a guy wasn't given that? Maybe just by being in nature alone, he was able to figure out the secrets of the universe by being by himself. It's like saying, when did the first monkey become the first man looking at evolution? There was no first. It happened over such a long period that who knows how it really went down. Yeah. But I'm sure that there's a story about the first. Yeah. Most religions have a story of the first. Right. But I think in real life, a lot of this wisdom... Well, the first yogi was Adiyogi, was Shiva. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But I'm saying in real life, evolutionary, scientifically speaking, everything happens over so long, we probably had eons to develop archetypes and stories that kind of repeated themselves and all the yugas or whatever that happened. Yeah. But I just wanted to say in terms of this, of course, everything is paradoxical enough. Don't be fooled into thinking that I'm not wiser than my own statements. Yeah. But I'm saying... Yes, of course. There's nothing wrong with finding the 2024 wise master at the edge of the town and going to him. And do that, especially if the verses say you do it. But at the same time, I think that you can, this one here, I think would be extra significant in a time prior to so much resource of knowledge. Yeah. There's no libraries when this was, I don't know if maybe there was at the time, but I'm saying, imagine a time when you couldn't have the access to find the scriptures. You couldn't find any stuff. You would have had to find a wise person and be like, who's the wise person? And think about all that.
Right now I'm reading that yogi autobiography by Yogananda.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, I'm just in the beginning of it right now. It's kind of interesting. And the whole thing is about him like trying to get off to like go find his master, to go get there. It's a really interesting book. But yeah, it's sometimes there's fun in that journey, that quest of, hey, listen.
You found it.
You
found it right here.
There's fun in going on that journey. But
anyway. Do you see my point?
Yeah, yes. I see your point.
Rather than highlighting that Justin just said some nonsense stuff.
I'm not saying you said some nonsense.
And to highlight that I get it, everybody. I'm even reading this other book that really tunes me up with our audience.
Oh, shush.
All I'm saying is that some of these verses, I think you really get a sense of the time from which it was written. And to be like, no, it's timeless. It's like if it was timeless, it would have the word cell phone in it. Or the word car in there somewhere. So they're not timeless. Then some aspects, they reflect the time from which they came. Yeah. And I'm not saying dismiss it even. They're magical. The same kind of journey could happen, just like you discussed a moment ago.
Yeah.
But I'm saying at the same time, fancy that.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's enough. You've got oceans of masters in the palm of your hand if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's true.
It's different. It's a little different. Somebody should maybe write a new scripture regarding now, these times, which I'm sure they have. Anyway,
we continue on.
O Krishna, the mind is very unsteady, turbulent and obstinate. It seems to me that it is more difficult to control than the wind. Sri Krishna said, O son of Kunti, the mind is undoubtedly restless and difficult to curb, but it can be controlled by repeated practice and detachment. Therefore, Arjun, always think of me and do your duty. With mind and intellect dedicated to me, you will doubtless come to me. Those who worship me with their minds fixed lovingly on me alone, to them I give what they lack and reserve what they have. If someone offers to me with devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I accept it. Always think of me, be devoted to me, worship me, and offer your homage to me. Doing so, you will come to me. I promise you this because you are very dear to me. Abandon all varieties of religiosity and simply surrender unto me. I shall absolve you of all sins. Do not fear.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad we got out kind of the stuff we said in the first half, because it feels like when we started it back up, it took a shift. All those verses seemed very concentrated on mind, thoughts, and focus. Mm-hmm. It was like you've got a turbulent mind, you got to detach from it, and you need to focus on me. That was like, it seemed like all the rest of the verses we're pointing towards that. And I think it's relevant in our situation. We were talking a little bit about here, the frustration with the mind, the busyness, the chaos, people we know, the suffering that goes on by getting attached to thoughts, and the suffering that it could cause, right?
Were we talking about that?
We were suffering in maybe not a super direct manner, but a lot of the thoughts that we are confronted from either fears of the future or memories of the past, things that we associate with and getting kind of like lost.
I liked what it said about the mind is like the wind, and it said, who can control it? Correct. Mm-hmm. You cannot control it. You can control your body with the mind. The wind can literally go, let me blow this dust pile into something that looks like a... What's with you? Inside, there's all internal combustion. World War III is happening on the inside. Murder and death and screams, and you look like this. I don't know what's going on. I'm fine. I actually don't get bothered by things. Meanwhile, the mind is running the show, and it's a chaotic, what is it likened to? A monkey on crack or something? Yeah. You ever heard that one? Yeah. That's exactly what
monkey mind.
The monkey mind is like on crack, bouncing around. Mm-hmm. But it can hold the body still, very traumatizingly. Yeah. Authenticity is at least being honest enough to go and show how you really are on the inside and not be so tactful. I hate that word tact because it's a liar. Be honest about how you really are. Now, later on, when it says that if you just submit to me, if you just come to me and you surrender yourself completely to me, then you'll be free. Yeah, you take that chaotic mind that everybody has. There's no mind that's different than others. There's no person with a pristine mind and a person with a dirty mind. We all collectively share it. It's just how it radiates through the body, appears a little bit different, appears in all these different personas. You take that chaotic mind and you do bring it to the master. And you're going to have to use your own brain on what that means a little bit here. You have to interpret these scriptures with your own mind a little bit here. And your own karma will play out. But yes, you do surrender it all. And that's the only thing that quiets those winds down. Yeah. Then, when you are as calm as a Hindu cow, and you are as, absolutely eye-battingly calm, you can rest assured it's not a pretension because you see the inside. Yeah. If you're behaving calmly and then you go, let me check in on the inside to actually see if it's the real deal right now. And you go, not a thought to be found. One tumbleweed of a thought in the mind. And you go, thank God I surrendered. Thank God I went into a state of surrender and gave up my mind because I can't do it on my own. Yeah. I can't control mind with more mind. It's just
it did mention the word detachment in there at one point. I've been kind of working through this. I'd like to hear what you have to say on detachment
for sure,
because
I'd love to talk about it
because there is a form of detachment where it's like for what you were just talking about, you can do it. And I think like there are super masters who, it doesn't matter, it could be chaos going around them and they might be able to like fully be in bliss. But for the rest of us normies out there, you can do some detachment work. You can do, like, I've experienced this in my life where it's like, just feel it in your body. Instead of attaching yourself to all these thoughts and stuff, you can get there for a while. But then, like, life, like a hurricane is like, no, get you back here. So this is the importance of the, like, all right, the coming back to everyone, and collectively we all facing this.
But careful not to put the blame outward. I mean, do it if you feel like it, because that's what everybody's mostly doing anyway. But the detachment thing, that's a very good thing to bring up. And there is a kind of disassociative disattachment. You know what I mean? There's like you can be lost in discipline. You can be lost in the discipline of meditating to the point where you don't even... Osho's got a clip where he talks about this guy that gives some offside remark. He's been meditating for years, and somebody goes to check in to see where he's at, and he like says something poetic. And Osho's like, what's the matter with you? You wouldn't have been like, why did you come? Thank you. I've been alone for so long. Instead you just have this like practiced shit that you say. There's a difference between like a disassociation. Traumatized people can disassociate. They'll be like catatonic. They'll be like, oh, nothing bothers me. But you're numb. You're not alive. You're not vibrant, for God's sake. Go check out some of Elliot Holz's old videos where he talks about vibrant people versus dead people. And a lot of the masters talk about this vibrancy in some way or another, and aliveness versus deadness. Yeah. You know, I don't know at this point how to be vibrant and yet be calm at the same time. I still count on my persona of, you know, sweaty, exasperated, trying to say a bunch of things entertainingly, hoping it gets through type thing. I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
But when I am there, you can take it to the bank, baby. You can take it to the bank that I mean it and that I'm actually calm at that point.
Yeah.
But I believe above all the guiding compass is truth. How are you supposed to discern any scripture ever if you can't even be honest with yourself? If you're like, well, life's about like holding your shit together, bruh, or else you're gonna lose everything. Then you haven't been reading. You're too blind to even see the scriptures. Half the scriptures are like, F your life, lose everything. You know, so be vulnerable. Be vulnerable before the world and let it take everything from you, and then you'll actually be able to look at these scriptures and know what they really are saying. And be like, you know, then there's no impediment to the joy of life at that point.
Yeah. Well,
what could impede it?
Part of the detachment also bleeds off into the realm of spiritual bypassing, which I don't want to get into this video, but maybe we'll keep that in mind for another video we'll do on spiritual bypassing, because we haven't done a deep dive on that yet. But anyway, guys, we've spoken enough on this one. Hopefully you guys liked it. If you did, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, share this with a friend, and everyone until next time,
stay spiritual.